Hi everyone, Soul Silver 17 here. It's been about 4 weeks, maybe to a month. Okay, so here's what happened. So when I mentioned about my mom having lung cancer, we were kind of basically preparing a lot, and my job put me on a new work site, and just, then just so much shit was happening. Um, so And then I kind of got into playing video games and talking to a friend because I was just some stuff was happening. Like I said, stuff was happening personally with my mom. She's currently in the hospital. She wasn't about to get treatment, but then something came up, and they just kind of was like, made her stay in the hospital for a period of time, and it's been like since last week she's been home. So yeah. But anyways, and also, I've been coming up with different ideas, like Darkest Naruto, the darkness, like with my Deku one, but with Naruto, Berserk Naruto. I, I don't know why, and then I came up with a new one, basically, The Witcher. But that one is like, I don't know if anyone will like it, but the thing is, it's just, I've basically been playing The Witcher 3, and that's the only game in the series I've ever played. So, yeah, there's that, and it's just basically, oh yeah, by the way, that's the air purifier that's in the background that you guys are hearing. So, yeah, but like I was saying, though, I don't know if anyone will like that idea, and I don't know who it should be in. Be with. Like, should it be basically Deku the Witcher? Asta? Naruto? Issei? Issei would kind of be hard. Because there's monsters all around, and there's humans. But the world's supernatural and stuff. Then there's basically Izuku, basically, or Deku, but basically it would be hard for that too because of quirks. Because he won't have no medallion then to tell who's basically a monster or who's a human. For a while. But that's besides the point. I came up with stuff like that. Then I've been trying to figure out, like, what I should do in this what if. Like, it's because of the ninja villages are going to find out about technology and basically the advancements that human has made without chakra. And basically, it's going to be kind of like someone's going to invade the village, which is Orochimaru, but this is when I basically think someone else would come into play. Someone of Sonic's enemies. And this is kind of where everything changes for it. For the whole entire Naruto universe, because it's like, what should I do? Should I make Naruto basically stay at the village, leave for 3 years or such, or have the village basically want him gone because they basically, think it's his fault? They'll blame him and such, and just basically, but then basically they'll blame him for basically hurting their Uchiha too badly and just want to banish him. Kind of like one of those what ifs where they just like want to banish Naruto or just want Naruto gone. But give me a minute. So, like I was saying, just want Naruto gone. It's kind of basically like the turning point that I've been trying to figure out what I want to go with. But for now, let's just get basically the Chunin exams up to the 3rd. Up to basically the arena fighting. Because, yeah, like that's gonna be kind of not basically, how should I say, everything else until that point is gonna be just a really, really easy thing for Naruto. So yeah, but anyways, this is Naruto Became Scourge, part 7-ish, maybe? I didn't even really check. But yeah, so, last one we left off is basically where the Chunin exam started, and Sakura found out she's Amy, and now she has her Pika Pika hammer. And basically, Naruto knows about Fleetway. And he accidentally was using Dark Sonic form. Well, almost. So, in a sense, I mean, pretty good part, I think, but yeah. So, what happens is this then. Basically, we did have Naruto basically just go through the Chunin exams. I mean, if you really think about it, he did it with ease, and he wouldn't have basically had any troubles. It's just, he wanted to have troubles on purpose to make it way more interesting, because he could use chaos control and time stop. So, him basically stopping time will walk into, stopping the whole entire room, everyone else outside the village. So, walking into basically the, up to the answers and looking at it would have been too easy. So, yeah. Anyways. Actually, anything would be too easy at that point for him. But anyway, so we're basically at the Forest of Death. Basically, when they arrive there, it's just, he goes, so this is the Forest of Death. I thought it would be bigger, spice coming out of it, and maybe some basically weird-looking monsters basically, having something appearing out of nowhere and then trying to kill us already. Which, Sakura looks at him, but then when she's about to say something that she thinks it is, she kind of, because she does have her memories are basically coming back to her, she remembers all the crazy stuff that they went through. Well, at a younger age. Which, she's not saying nothing, which Sasuke would be like, dope. Something like that would never be possible. Which, Naruto just shrugs, like, whatever, Tem. So, Anko says the usual thing, basically about the Forest of Death, the basically Pam about the waiver, so they won't get, any charges on, and, well, Kiba basically was not paying attention, and, kunai, cheek, basically, Anko thing, but, yeah, so, and then, Anko gets her, basically, kunai back. Now then, Naruto, basically, before they go to the area, after Sasuke gets the scroll, he basically takes a scan and look at the people who basically have scrolls already. Or, well, he was already doing that. And here you can see, because they have a heaven scroll, they need an earth scroll. So, he basically looks at it and then he finds which ones have earth scrolls and he just smirks. He goes like, I want to beat this as soon as possible and get basically to the actual area that we have to go to in the middle of the forest. Then I have to basically get those scrolls. Well, get one scroll at least. But the 10 may not like it. So I'll wait basically an hour or two. And if he says go ahead and do it, I will. I hate basically taking orders from him, but he's a stubborn Uchiha. So that's what he does. I mean, they go in, they're running, they basically have a plan, and then, it was Sasuke's, which they do it perfectly, but wrong scroll, heaven scroll, which they do take. Now then, after another basically long while, Naruto just says, hey Tem, you know how fast I am, so why not just let me basically go and find the Earth Scroll? Basically a lot more quicker. Which he looks back at Naruto and then he basically thinks to himself, well, I didn't think of that. He goes, fine, go ahead. Which Naruto does send some chakra, which he just looks at, being formed. Basically, he looks at Sakura. He looks at basically Sasuke. He goes, you should have fun playing with whoever's basically about to attack us. Which Sasuke's eyes widen. Sakura is basically just a little bit shocked, but kind of used to surprise attacks because of, past life, but still. But she does think this is a good test to see, basically, she can handle fighting, basically, with her Pika Pika hammer again. So Naruto basically just speeds off. Basically on a branch, down the tree, then basically just running off. Leaving a green streak, and yes, Orochimaru stuff happens. So yeah, but meanwhile, Naruto. He's just running basically through the forest, dodging plants, dodging animals, jumping off of trees, basically swinging off, from a vine, jumping off when they're running off. The usual stuff that basically Sonic would do. Or, well, yeah. So, he does basically has his. I mean, he also had fought basically a couple of basically insects that were coming at him with his sword, and so I think while he will be running, he will pass basically a scene with basically not Shikamaru, with Gaara, Tamari, and Kankuro, which he's on basically right behind a tree, and he sees the whole entire scene with him Gaara killing someone, which he's just thinking, damn, better not mess with that guy for right now. So, when Naruto's about to leave, Gaara says, "You behind the tree, get out of here if you don't want to die." Whereas Naruto's thinking, shit. I know I basically threatened him, but still. So, Naruto comes out of the tree basically like, "Sup? Got a problem with me?" He goes, "Yes. Mother told me to not hurt you, to run when I see you." "Why is that?" "Because I remember correctly, that is true. That is true." Well, I mean, it would make sense because I made Shikaku basically tell Gaara to basically stay away from him at all costs. Don't even try to fight him. So yeah. Give me a minute. Okay, I am in my room. So basically, Naruto raised up an eyebrow. He goes, "Has it never happened before?" Which Gaara nods no. Now, basically, he just kind of shrugs, like, don't have to worry about it. As then he starts, basically basically put a finger in his ear, just start moving it around, basically. And then he goes like, sand's everywhere, flicking off whatever that was in his ear that was bothering him at that moment. Which, basically, Gaara says, "For my mother to stop screaming at me to run, I'll kill you. So she can basically be satisfied with your blood and prove my existence." Which Naruto just all of a sudden just moves so fast, he's right in front of Gaara. But then Gaara's standing tries to protect him, but then, he just feels something right behind him basically poking at his back of his neck. He's like, "Really now?" Which Tamari and Kankuro show because Naruto has his basically blade at Gaara's back of his neck. And he just has a smirk. He goes like, "To be fair, I thought you were just some kid that's like to play games. But I see right now, there's a whole lot messed up in ya. Huh, kid." Which Gaara was just having an eye twitch. Which Naruto just smirking. He was like, man, I love taunting my enemies sometimes. I'm basically, about to do this." Which he goes, "Come on, a kid like you really can't take up someone like me. I'm way too fast, way too cool, and just way too basically smart for you. Give me a minute." Okay, sorry about that, everyone. My dad came, was not home, but he came home, and he wanted to talk, and, I had to do something else too, but yeah, I'm back. So basically, after, I made Naruto say that he's smarter than him, Garu was twitching, and he was getting annoyed, and basically Naruto was thinking, this is way too easy to rile this guy up. So, when the sand basically tries to lash out at Naruto, he disappears again, appearing right exactly the same spot he was in. He goes, we could do this all day long, but I don't have time for this. So listen, here's the thing. I'll make a deal with you, Gaara. Which Gaara is basically, about to throw out his hand, but then he stops. He goes, "What type of deal?" He goes, how about this? You don't kill no one. No one at all. Maybe basically, hurt them, dislocate their bones and such, but not kill. Which Gaara goes, "Why's that? Why should I even listen to you?" He goes, "Oh, quite simple. 'Cause here's my offer. If you basically take the deal, and basically don't kill no one after this, I'll fight you. You and me. 1-on-1. In the Chunin exams finals. You go all out, and I'll go all out. How about that?" And I'll stop holding back. I mean, at least I'll try to. Which even that gives, Gaara and Tamari and Kankuro an eyebrow raised. Because I subconsciously basically suppress my power. So I don't kill no one. So in truth, I don't really know how strong I am. Which Gaara's, eyes widen, and then he basically goes, then show me a feat of strength you can do. Which he goes, really? Tomorrow goes, yeah, if you're saying you're so strong, then show us. Basically, Kankuro nods. So he just kind of ponders, and then all of a sudden he just shrugs like, why not? All of a sudden he does a spinning kick, basically, to the tree that was behind him. And what they see is, when he kicks it, it just looks like a fully cut went through the tree. As in it's falling, then he basically covers his fist in chaos energy. Before even the tree is even trying to, just fall into him. It's not even near him yet. He throws up his fist, which Gaara, Tamara, and Kankuro think he's stupid. No, a wave of chaos energy hits the tree and disintegrates it. Which then he just was looking up, looking at them with a smirk. He goes, so, is that basically strong enough for you? Which Gaara said, thinks about it, which he can hear basically, Shikako say, don't take the deal, don't take the deal, kill, basically get their blood, don't take his deal, Gaara, which basically, for some reason, Gaara's not hearing Shikaku. He's basically hearing something else in his head. Take it, let's prove to ourselves that we are more than what basically we were called. An inner voice that he has long forgotten. Which, all of a sudden, Gaara looks at Naruto, no with crazy look, no with bloodlust, no with, any malice, but a calmness, a sense of, edge to him, basically, was not basically there before. Which he nods. He goes, I'll take your deal, Uzumaki Scourge. Which, basically, he's just smiling. He goes, cool. Basically, Naruto disappears and reappears right in front of him. He goes, it's a deal then, huh? The sand was already near Naruto's arm, but it stops and moves back, and Gaara basically takes the hand and they shake on it. He goes, remember, no killing. Broken bones, yes, but don't try to, crush their bones. We don't want people basically to, constantly lose their ninja careers because they're about to, have their, arm or legs broken because of you. Those locations, fine. Which he raised up an eyebrow, he goes, why? He goes, think about it. If you kill people that are stronger than you, and you defeated them, how much stronger will they become? They don't. And, well, think about it like this then. The stronger you have people coming after you, the stronger you'll become from it. Just a thought process that, some people have. Which Gaara is basically saying, so if I don't kill basically people who are stronger or weaker than me, eventually they'll become stronger. Like the weak will become strong, or the strong will become the stronger. Which Naruto nods. He goes, it depends on the type of person. And it's always up to you, Gaara, but that's just in my opinion. Well, see ya. Which was Uzumaki's Scourge. Which Naruto was just taking a few steps, and then he looks back, he goes, He goes, if you really had a choice to kill your enemies, would you? Which without hesitation, he says, no. I won't. Only when it's only absolute. Which he goes, but why? He goes, huh? Why weren't you? You're stronger. You should take the lives of those who are weak. No. I was taught that taking lives that are weaker than you doesn't mean nothing. It just makes it endless slaughter. And only true monsters love that. And Gaara, you may be a monster, but you're not a true monster. We both aren't. Which, before Gaara or Tamara or anyone could say anything, Naruto just disappeared. By the way, Kiba, Akamaru, Hinata, and Shino were there, but they left before, while Naruto distracted Gaara. So, yeah, wait, give me a minute, I need to check on something. Alright, so, yeah, they already left, like I said, so basically, Tamara and Kankuro look at Gaara, which Gaara just turned while walking away, which Tamara goes, Gaara? He goes, Tamari, Kankuro. We do not kill no one. Incapacitate them. Alright. Which they just nod. They're both thinking, what did he do to him? Which Gaara's thinking, Scourge is a Maki. You are a strange one indeed. But as he kind of thinks back what Naruto says, we aren't true monsters, Gaara. You aren't a true monster. The both of us aren't. Rings in his head. He goes, what does he mean by that? He doesn't understand because in his life, people tried to kill him. In Naruto's life, people tried to, do everything they could to harm him mentally, physically, basically, educationally, but, Naruto left. So, yeah. So basically, Naruto's running through the woods, and he finds someone very quickly and knocked him out with basically the Earth Scroll. And he just smirks. He goes, too easy. Piece of cake. He runs back. Meanwhile, that was all happening with Gaara, and then Naruto just finding people. Yeah, Orochimaru. Everything was going exactly the same way. But the thing is, though, Sakura basically pretended to basically be afraid of, Orochimaru. Well, tell not really. She could still move, but it was going to be like slow movement because of fear took her. But she faced bigger things than this to basically be afraid of just some one person. So that's what I mean. She is afraid, but she's willing to fight. So Sasuke grabs her, jumps out of the way, and then Sasuke's fight. This is kind of when, all of a sudden, when basically Orochimaru was starting to play, he goes like, come on, Sasuke, is this all you, want to basically pretend to be a woman? All of a sudden, a smack, gets hit, sent flying into a tree, through it, into another tree, into the ground. Which Orochimaru was like, wait, it's not here. Which he's getting up. Basically, but when Sasuke sees Sakura having this big giant hammer with a fierce look in her eye, basically a grin, which Orochimaru gets up and basically, comes back onto the tree branch which he was on, which he just sees basically the hammer, and basically Sakura, which he just looks back and forth. He goes like, wait a minute, how are you holding that hammer? And wait. Which he goes like, well, you know when that hit me? Which Sakura goes like, please, a genius can figure that one out. Which Orochimaru's eyes twitch, which basically Sasuke is actually surprised Sakura actually said that. Which she goes, so, you're now Genin, that's for sure. And you're basically someone special since you had that much kill in the tent. So tell me, who are you? Which this surprised both Orochimaru and Sasuke. Which basically Amy's personality is somewhat coming out. Which Sasuke was like, what happened to that useless girl? Which Orochimaru was like, Kabuto said she was useless. And she's holding that hammer. Which basically goes like, what do you mean? I'm Genin. He goes like, no, you're not Genin. You're someone a little bit more dangerous. So come on. Let's see how well basically you can fight. Which, yeah, she basically dodges towards, and she does curse out basically because her body ain't as fast as it was when she was Amy Rose, so yeah, it's sluggish, which Orochimaru can, predict her movements, but the fact is, her swinging that hammer, Orochimaru blocked her with one arm, he heard his bones crack and break, and he was sent flying to a tree, which he's like, that's Tsunadi's level of strength, which his eye, basically inside, he's paling, he's going wider than basically any goes, any moment, he's thinking, I can't fight someone like this, I have to be careful. So, he does regurgitate himself, basically, makes, kind of does a jutsu to basically, give it a smoke screen, make a mud clone, and, well, the mud clone was fighting Sakura until it gets hit. Which, her eyes wide, she goes, where is he? Which, yeah, all of a sudden, summoning jutsu, basically, big giant snake, basically about to go after Sakura. Sakura's already ready. She's basically known, Naruto's probably doing something right now. So, she's the only one that can defend Sasuke. Sasuke basically tries to throw a fireball at the snake to get his attention because she's interfering in his fight and he's getting annoyed. So, yeah, in a sense, the snake does go after, Orochimaru goes after basically Sasuke. Sakura gets after, the snake goes after Sakura. And when the snake basically tried to climb, jump by, fight her, basically eat her, she jumped up, it hit the tree. She basically had smacked its head with the Pika Pika hammer, and then we hear a loud crunch. yeah, the snake poops. Which Orochimaru will be like, that demon will stop her? Yep, definitely Tsunade. Definitely Tsunade. I have to finish this quickly. I am now ready to fight again with Tsunade level strength. So yeah. Yeah, Orochimaru not holding back no more. Out of fear, he's only basically, not toying with Sasuke anymore. Beat him up, and then when he's about to basically bite Sasuke, this is where basically Hero comes in. Naruto, at the last minute, kicks Orochimaru's face, sends him flying into a tree, which he basically just lands and basically just, skidding. He was like, man, you're lucky I came in time, Sasuke. You're about to get, basically bit by a guy. Which Sasuke's like, Dobby? Which Sakura's like, no, I mean, not Naruto, but Scourge. Which he goes, yo, sorry it took me so long. Kind of running some troubles. Too many people were hiding pretty good. Which, yeah, I mean, she knows that's some BS, but also could be true. Sasuke basically doesn't remember basically anything what Naruto said at the past, so yeah. So Orochimaru comes out, he goes, ugh, they keep coming out of the woodwork. He removes the face showing to Orochimaru, and basically Orochimaru just glaring at basically Naruto, which he goes, sup, Snakey? Or should I call you Snake Man? Or, As it basically just thinks, he goes like, he goes, no, somebody calls me that already. Which he goes, oh, really? Well, I mean, it's true, you go after kids. Which he's like, I'm going to rip and kill you. Which, he goes, many have tried, many have failed. So, he takes out his basic katana, he's like, let's dance. Which, Orochimaru brings up the Kusanage, and, yeah, they fight. But the fact is, Naruto's speed is way too fast for Orochimaru. Because Naruto's basically slowly bringing up the speed, and every strike he's making is, well, it's dangerous. But the fact is, though, when Orochimaru gets nearly clipped by the blade of Naruto, something happens where he basically blocks with the Kusanagi, and the Kusanagi cuts right through Naruto's katana, which he's like, oh, come on! I knew I should have basically, added on to it more. Which, yeah, I mean, I basically never really said anything. I probably gave him during the wave mission. But yeah, Naruto takes the blade, puts it, which Orochimaru goes like, ha, what are you going to do? As Naruto just puts the blade together, put chaos energy going through it, as the next thing you know, the blade just is fixed, and it looks stronger than ever. Which he starts swinging at, he goes like, good. Which Orochimaru is like, that's impossible! How are you able to? He goes like, I can do a lot of stuff impossible, Snakey. Which he just like, you. So yeah, great breakthrough. Which Naruto did not expect that because it was like way too quick. He was sent flying. Sakura tried to rush in along with Sasuke. Basically, Sasuke was rushed, was basically sent flying along with Sakura. Orochimaru went towards Sasuke, immediately grabbed basically his mighty collar, and literally did the jutsu and bit Sasuke's neck, and he was like, which he just expected Sakura and Naruto getting up, and he just dipped. Like, he just literally just leaves. I'm not even gonna say he literally did it because he got what he wanted. No, he just did it because he's thinking, I am not fighting these two. I need more information on them, and both of them will be a problem in the future. So yeah, he doesn't think he can kill them right now. Probably in the whole entire invasion, but not now. So yeah. Anyways, after that, Naruto and Sakura basically get the cobwebs out of the head. They see Sasuke writhed in pain, and yeah, they basically at the tree. The fact is, Dosu, Kim, and Zako are, well, they're still gonna be guinea pigs. But the fact is, they are basically told to not to engage in combat right away. Wait till at least one or both of them are away from the Uchiha. Which they ask why, which Orochimaru literally says with begrudgingly, saying he nearly could have been killed by one of them. or both of them, they double teamed, which I was shocked them both. Well, actually all three. So yeah, yeah. So I want to say this: Sakura basically, taking care of Sasuke. Naruto's going getting food, and basically running around. Basically, well, with shadow clones, he has them basically to give positions, basically of where certain people are, around if they're anywhere. Basically, lookouts. So they see Dosu, Kim, and Zako, and this Naruto shadow clone poops, but then he makes another one, basically think with the thought, basically of not, harming them, because they need to know what they're here for. Doesn't know for sure. Give him a minute. Okay, so as I was saying before, I love to get something to eat. Yeah, he just wants to see what they came for. So he basically says, he tells Sakura what's going on, and she basically asks what we're gonna do. He's like, oh, simple. We're gonna let them basically think I'm gone and get some info from them. And before anything comes too serious, I come in and basically we can start basically the real show, which she does nod basically to that, but he literally says though, but you're gonna get hurt, and maybe you should cut your hair for this. But she does kind of realize, she goes, yeah, it is long. So in a sense, yeah. So everything with Sakura, she does set up, Naruto sets up the traps and such, basically, and he leaves. Basically the other ninjas don't, well, Kim, Dosu, and Zago don't know, and, well, let's just say everything goes from canon. She cuts off her hair, and, when Naruto was about to come in, I want to say in this one, Sasuke basically awakens early, but everyone was there. Lee was already there, Shikamaru, Choji, and, Ino were about to, come out. But, Ten and Neji weren't. Basically, right when that, all that evil chakra came out, Zako, basically the one with the air, cannons in his palms, well, the tubes in his palms that basically let him shoot an air chakra, does about to say something and, going, basically being all cocky, saying he did it to Sakura. Well, technically, I don't think in this one Sasuke would even care. It's just, he just basically just asking because he wants to know basically who did it, so because she was strong, and he wants to know who did it, so that way he basically can test out his strength. So yeah, in a sense, the exact same thing was about to happen, but then all of a sudden, he just basically Sasuke feels a hand on his basically a wrist. He looks up, he sees this Naruto, which Dosu and Kim basically jump back, and I think Dosu's the one with the armband. Kim, I know, is the girl. Just, yeah, I'm not too sure, but I'm probably wrong about the names. But yeah, just Zako's like, what the? Which he just, because he basically senses the person. He goes like, so, Sasuke, you gonna let that evil basically influence you? Which Sasuke's like, dope, perfect timing, time for me to test out. And then with just a quick motion of his Naruto's right fist, punching Sasuke, but then he doesn't let go of Sasuke's basically wrist. He then basically starts hitting him constantly in the gut, basically then in the face, right in basically the chest with his fist, and then proceeds then just to basically grab his head, smack him on his knee, knocking Sasuke out, and yeah, with a little bit of blood going, off of his nose. And because it might be broken. Which he just, sighs, but like, now since we got that little pest out of the way, so, what are you guys here for? Which Dosu came already away, Zako jumps back, which they see basically Sasuke's curse mark is going back, receding, which they all thinking Orochimaru gave him a curse mark, which, now, Naruto goes, so, it looks like you all know who it is that gave him that, so I'm gonna do you all a favor. Which they're like, huh? He basically lifts up his hand, and then he goes, I'll let you all be knocked out in one shot. Chaos control. And with that, everything goes bright. No one knows what happens. But when the light dies down, only Sakura knows. And yeah, they see Dosu, Kim, and Zako on the ground, unconscious, tied up, with basically other Naruto clones basically there. Put them over their shoulder, and he goes like, go over and basically to the center of base. Well, go over to the where they need to go into the tower and the basically forest of death, and tell the Hokage about them. Which basically he just looks at the one that's holding Kim and goes like, and stay with her, all right. Which she nods. That clone. So yeah, they all just leave speeding off. Which Sakura was like, yeah, you were right. I was gonna get hurt, but to see basically how my fighting style was back basically before everything, and then to now, I really was pathetic. Which Naruto goes over, just pats her on the head to be like, no, and I was right. Short hair does suit you. Well, for now at least. Which, her basically, I do kind of think him and he's dense, still Naruto, so, he doesn't know basically that may have basically gained Sakura to blush a bit. Which, was just like, did he just, what the, but she likes, huh? Yeah, so, in a sense, Shikamaru says, sorry we couldn't help out. I didn't have none of my inventions with me. Which, might basically Choji like, Shika, we didn't help out much because we really didn't know their skills. And besides, none of them basically cared for each other, so our teamwork strategies were failing. I should have just rushed in and started throwing punches, at least. Which, basically, Naruto just chuckles. He goes, only you to think of that, huh? Which, he goes, hey, what's that supposed to mean? Which, he goes, you're usually basically the lovable giant of the group. Which, basically, Choji goes like, you're right. Why would I... But Shika goes like, I would say this is too troublesome, but you're right. Ever since basically, for some unknown reason, we've been acting strangely. And I have a feeling you already know about it, Naruto. Which he just grins. He goes, maybe I do, maybe I don't. Maybe if you guys basically impressed me enough during, well, the finals, I'll tell you. Which basically walks over to Sakura, picks up Sasuke, put it over his shoulder, goes like, oh, and the group up in the trees. Kind of not nice of you to let your teammate basically suffer pain, is it? Which Neji and Tenten calm down, which Neji's like, it was his own stupidity, which he goes, oh great, another Teme, or Tem. Which basically Neji narrows his eyes. And Naruto literally just basically looks at him and just basically make a little slash motion and he goes like, you're already dead. Which he goes, huh? What do you... As all of a sudden just basically a little cut goes on Neji's face going downwards. It's not deep enough to make, a drop of blood, but he felt it. Which, Neji just eyes wide as all of a sudden, all of a sudden basically the wind's picking up all basically around them. Which Naruto's just grinning. He's like, like the Uchiha here, I can't wait to basically show you that, well, someone like you isn't basically that invincible. I already have a feeling you basically think you are, or at least strong enough to not be defeated. Which, basically though, boom, they're all just gone. Sakura, Naruto, and basically Sasuke, which no one knows how they did it, but for some reason Choji and for some reason Ino sees Choji and Shikamaru's eyes widen, and they whisper, Sonic? Which she doesn't understand, which Shikamaru Choji, which basically he nods. Basically they just start running off at top speed, which Ino is shocked. But so she's basically trying to keep up, basically, and Shikamaru just sighs, be like, Choji, go get Ino and then keep up. Which he nods. So he basically slows down, picks up Ino, basically, and just dashes back towards Shikamaru. They basically, we ain't stop until we get to until we get to the place. The tower. Which they do have their scroll, so yeah, it's a dash. Which Choji's like, can you really think it is him? How the hell would he even figure it out? Which Shikamaru, I know I should've. Damn it, I'm stupid on that one. The green hair, the blue eyes. The way he acts, it obviously is him. Which, in a sense, we have a flashback of them basically having basically the memories of their previous lives come into play, and, well, I mean, they meet up and talking about it. They're like, hey, Choji, you know who Sonic is? Which Choji goes, no, but, I don't really know for sure, but whoever it is, then we gotta basically find out who it is and basically try to get some answers from them and why we're having these weird dreams. Which Shikamaru just nods. He goes, but you gotta admit though, Naruto almost seems similar to him. The only fact is if he doesn't basically, you know, do one technique that that Sonic guy did in our memories, let's just say he can do something similar. But if it is him, and he does that technique, basically what he's talking about is the wind picking up around them, where it looks like basically a mini tornado is just like, you know, going around, and basically all of a sudden they just disappear. Then, you know, they're saying that that's not basically that's Sonic, which Choji nods. So yeah, Ino's just actually surprised that they're rushing at top speed. Shikamaru's not even lazy, basically. She's actually shocked that he's actually, you know, he hasn't basically been saying anything. Which Choji says, hey, Shika, you think basically you can try to basically, he goes, not now. Besides, I don't have anything basically to, well, you know, like the old days, I think. Which, yeah, I mean, which Choji does not. He was like, yeah, I understand. So, pretty much. So in a sense, Naruto, basically Sakura, and Sasuke arrive at basically the tower, go in, unwrap the scrolls, throw them all across, and then basically, you know, Iruka's there, and he sees Sasuke's unconscious. He goes like, hey, what happened to Sasuke? Which Naruto goes like, oh, simple. Some basically snake guy basically bit him, gave him this weird basically mark on his neck, basically. And basically, he had some type of evil chakra going through him. So, I knocked him out. Might be brutal, but hey, the Tem's a stubborn idiot. He wouldn't have not backed down if I didn't go almost full force. Or at least some force on him. Which, yeah, when Iruka hears that, he basically takes Sasuke, he says he'll take him to the infirmary, and tells the Hokage basically about the curse mark. Well, about the mark on him. And he was like, oh yeah, Iruka, did you get the prisoners? He goes, yes. It was cool. Yeah, one of my clones probably told anyone there, basically, that they were shocked to see, basically, the mark on him, and, I think they already had some answers of who it was, which, basically, also this is when the, you know, Hiruzen comes, and he goes like, you are correct, Naruto. They were basically my wayward student, Orochimaru, which, Sakura's eyes widened, but then, I didn't realize it was Orochimaru, which she goes, don't be worried, you're trying to survive. So instincts were taking over and making sure you basically weren't gonna die. It's understandable, Sakura. Where she does not. He goes, thanks, Scourge. Which he goes, no problem, Pinky. So, basically though, he looks at Hiruzen and goes like, yeah, the snake guy was in there. Nearly killed him too. I mean, he broke my sword and crap, and I should have basically went top speed. That's what I get for trying to play with my food. Which, that kind of shocks Iruka, but Hiruzen, not so much. Because Iruka doesn't know about Naruto being in the bingo book as an S-class, basically, you know, ninja. Which, he's like, Naruto, you should know that it's on these two. Basically, you know, Hiruzen goes like, yes, you should have killed him right away, Naruto. You're starting to get a habit with playing with your food like my wayward student. Which goes, yeah, sorry about that, Gigi. You know how I am. I get cocky and I get too into the moment. And I think I'm superior. I mean, if I went full-on speed mode, basically full-on, he wouldn't even be able to even keep up with my speed. Probably that Jiraiya guy even wouldn't either. Which, Iruka's about to say something, but then he just hears Ace Hiruzen chuckles. He goes like, quite right. You probably would have been easily able to kill them both. Which he just smirks. He's like, uh-huh. Especially with one of my abilities that I haven't even told you yet. You'll find out. Which he goes, well, take some time to rest. You all deserved it. Which he goes, thanks, Gigi. So Sakura and him walking away, but Iruka was like, Hiruzen. I mean, not Hiruzen, but Hokage. You sure Naruto could have basically killed a Sanin? Which, basically, Hiruzen looks at him with all seriousness. He goes, "Yes, he is the demon of the wind of the Mist Village. Did you not know that?" Which Aruka's eyes wide. He goes, "Demon of the wind? Naruto?" Which he nods. He goes, "Right about now, I have word basically that the rebels have already won against Yagura. And Meitarumi basically became the Hokage. Yagura is not killed. Something about basically a blonde knucklehead basically blue knucklehead, giving them basically a seal to fix whatever was wrong with him, since he had some suspicion." That boy isn't gonna go far, Ruka. As Hiruzen just leaving. So yeah, Kim, Dosu, and Zako basically get interrogated. They basically said they were working for Orochimaru. They find about the invasion. And the fact is, Naruto says he'll have Kim under his protection. The clone. Which, basically, the Anbu don't get it. But I think Hiruzen will basically come in because they would have, all three in the room together, which he basically... Well, because they're in the separate room, which he looks at the Naruto clone, he goes "Are you sure about that, Naruto?" He goes, "Yeah. First off, we already know what basically is going to happen to her if she goes to prison. Second off, I don't want anyone to basically try to do something while basically, And two, I'm Scourge Uzumaki Namikaze, or Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. I'm the head of 2 clans, so I'm using the law to my advantage. As I say, I'm the head of 2 clans, and when I say I'm taking someone under my protection, there's nothing much you can say. Which, the Anbu in there, even Abiki is shocked that he knew, but Hiruzen just nods. He goes, "Now, it's a spell, and let everyone basically..." He nods. So, basically after that, Naruto grins, which Abiki's like, "Sir, is he really?" Which he does not, which... Even the Anbu actually grin with their mask, which Hiruzen just says, he can also do the Hiraishin. Well, at least a variant of it. And then there's the Hiraishin itself, which their eyes widen and they basically go, "The kid's fast," but with that he's way faster than Hiraishin itself. Trust me. And from reports from Kakashi, I heard, ugh, the Hiraishin basically has nothing against him with one technique. Which, yeah, that kind of shocks them. So, everything there, they just wait, they talk. Sasuke basically wakes up, he's angry because he doesn't remember anything. But, Choji, Shikamaru, they start just seeing Naruto and Sakura talking. They literally walk over to him and they basically demand answers, which he just smirks. He goes "Oh, come on, guys, you can't wait? Come on, I mean, it ain't really that fun to tell you right away. Just acting like not Naruto, but I mean, acting like Sonic for a bit." Which, he goes, Choji's "Naruto?" Which, he's about to say something, but then all of a sudden a plate comes in with basically chili dogs. Which he goes, my favorite." Which you're "Huh?" He goes, "What? Never had a chili dog before? With the works?" Which their eyes just getting bigger, which he basically gives one to Amy, Sakura / Amy, which she eats it. She goes, "Thanks." He goes, "No problem." He basically hands them one, and they say, "Thanks." So, basically goes "So, Tails, Nux, how's it going?" Which, he goes, not really Sonic, more like, given the powers and memories of Sonic. There's something going on, I'll just tell you when we're way more in private. Which, they nod, and, Garo was already there, and he asked, he basically went to Garo before they came in, and Sakura basically about it. They said they did not kill anyone, they just came here right away. Which he nods. So, yeah. In a sense, when they're in the room, basically, Shikamaru goes "Sonic, Naruto." He goes, "I'm Naruto. Allow me to explain something." Basically, though, he starts doing some, I would think, he does know how to do a silence and seal. I mean, he learned everything he could. So, seals too. So, yeah. So, basically, he puts up his seal, basically, he goes "Well, allow me to explain. I I don't really know why this happened. So he kind of tells them why chaos came and something about the future was messed up, that they changed it. They would have never have done this before if it was anything small, but something really big happened. And he goes, and that's why I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. Kind of cool and weird, huh? Which basically Shikamaru and Choji are just in shock. And he goes like, yeah, but wait, how are we... Oh, Mobius is... the Elemental Nations is Mobius. Which, basically, Sakura just kind of like... When I came to realize that before the tuning exams, it's kind of weird. But it makes sense since we went to your old workshop tales. I mean, Shikamaru. In which he goes, just call me Shikamaru, it's fine. He goes, wait, seriously? He goes, yeah. And Nicole? Give me a minute. Yeah, and Nicole's here. So basically he puts on the glasses and he goes, hey Nicole, did you get everything from basically Orochimaru? Where she does basically tell him, yeah, Scourge, I got it. But, I mean, I just analyzed basically his capabilities and it seems like a lot. But there's something strange about him. He should be older than that. He goes, I see. So he must be doing something that's not human-based, right? Wait, am I right? She does nod. Basically, though, he basically would like, hey, is there a way till we can... And then all of a sudden she puts a projection of her. She looks basically at Choji and Shikamaru, which Shikamaru's like, Nicole, it's you. I thought you were back at the... She goes, huh, well, I can already tell you you're smart, but you ain't as short as Tails. He goes, I wasn't 8 to 9. Which Choji just chuckles at that, along with Amy, along with, Sakura and, Naruto. Where even Nicole was laughing at that a little bit. She goes, true. But anyways, she basically looked into both Choji and Shikamaru. She was like, I can already tell you're basically both, Knuckles and Tails. But it's good to see the both of you. Which, basically, they both say it's good to see you too. So after that, this little group is, basically just Naruto's and Sakura's little group of, former Mobius people got bigger. And, well, the Chunin exams, everything goes exactly the same, just without Dosu and Kim, and they still had to have the event because some extra people, some non-basic people that even matter, joined, and whoever fought them will, whoever, basically Dosu, Kim, and Zaku, whoever fought them, basically will have those basically people, so I will tell you. We're gonna skip all the fights. All the fights are exactly the same way, but with Shikamaru, yeah, he basically showed off more than his intelligence. He basically showed tactics on, hand-to-hand combat, basically leading them into something, and then when basically he did the Shadow Possession Jutsu, basically without them noticing, and the whole time hitting them on the head, basically like he would have canon with Kim. Yeah. That happens that way, but impressive with basically, Asuma. Well, the Hokage's impressive with his son's, teaching. So, yeah. Now then, Sakura and Ino. Yeah, no. Ino lost. Big time. She was able to dodge barely, and then with a mean right hook, punch Ino and send her flying. And yeah, that was like a quick match. Which, no offense, I think Kakashi was actually shocked to see Sakura won. Which, she has jutsus, but, her speed, she didn't want to use them against Ino. And she basically held back a lot of strength in that punch, but it was at the strength where she knows what knocked out Ino. Which she smirked. Which, when she came up, he goes, you didn't want to use no jutsus, huh? She goes, nope. He goes, figure as much. So, when it's, though, Shino with the extra person, yeah, that the extra person lost. Now, it's with Naruto versus Kiba. Naruto just appears with, which is a blur, basically a speed of basically green, and then he just, way in there, as basically Kiba jumps down saying this is going to be easy, which Agumara barks, which he just rolls his eyes. He goes, hey, dog breath. Can we get this thing started already? I got something I gotta do today. Where he goes, yeah, this is gonna be easy for me. Which he raised up an eyebrow. He was like, "Oh, I know you definitely saw me talking to Gara. So, don't try to act all brave with me, Kiba." But she goes, "That was a fluke. I'll beat you, Naruto. You're exactly the same way as you were before you left." Which he rolls his eyes and he goes like, "Arrogant fool." Well, to be fair, Scourge is like that. Arrogant enough to think he can, take over 2 worlds, but still, this guy really thinks he's, stronger than me? Can you not clearly tell who's basically stronger? That's why Chaos and Master Animal told me to never, ever underestimate my opponents. If I basically taunt them and maybe belittle them a bit. Always be aware of your opponents. Lesson 1. So, he literally just, he basically tells, Kiba tells Akamaru to stay back, and when the Proctor says begin, hey, basically says that, yeah, the guy runs over, Kiba runs over, tries to punch Naruto. He just dodged. I mean, he's just dodging, jumping back a little bit, like, goes, come on, you're too slow. Seriously, how slow do you have to be? So Kiba just throws a kick, Naruto just jumps up in the air a bit, and just lands on Kiba's, leg. He goes like, and then basically all of a sudden when Kiba's actually shot, everyone's in shot. Naruto goes to, with his left finger, with his left hand, basically, one of his fingers to his eye, brings it down, and basically just like, stick out his tongue. Imagine the Sonic X series when he does that when Sonic does that to the robot before he smashes the other arm. Which Kiba just gets mad and he tries to get Naruto off, so Naruto just jumps up in the air, just jumps back, just kind of laughing a bit, and just lands. He was like, "Oh, come on, Kiba, this ain't that fun. I mean, what are you gonna do? Use Akamaru? Please, you'll only have a better advantage if you're just working by yourself." He goes, "What is that supposed to mean?" He goes, "Meh. I mean, I thought basically your partner could already tell you. Here you can tell basically the strength that I'm at, and you." Which he just looks at Akamaru with a grin, which Akamaru backs away a bit, which Kiba sees. He goes, "Akamaru?" He goes, "Come on, listen to your partner, Kiba. Stop acting all brave and stop acting all brave and try to act like you're tough. What you have to prove." Which he goes, "Had to prove it to someone that based on better than you." Which he just quirks up an eyebrow. He goes like, "Really? Sorry to tell you, I got no love interest in this village." Which, he goes, "Huh?" Everyone's kind of even confused, but Gara. I think, basically, Gara kind of understands you. I mean, he kind of understands that. He goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Please. I'd rather date someone outside the village than in here. But, that's besides the point." Which, Naruto brings down his shades, and he just says, "I'm getting bored of this already." Which, before anything happens, Kiba says, "You know what? How about basically I make, basically he says something really stupid like, I don't know, basically beat down Sakura basically to a bloody pulp, basically, after he defeats him, just so he can basically, show that he's weak no matter what he can do, basically, even basically fight, hurt Choji and, Kiba. Because he thinks he's tough. I mean, I'm trying to basically make it where we have a reasonable thing, which Naruto just the air basically gets a little bit cold as Naruto just literally just looks at him, brings up his shades. He has no basically playfulness in his eyes, and he goes like, "You really done effed up." Which he goes, "Huh?" All of a sudden, something appears in Naruto's hand, which he just grabs it and then yells out, "Time stop!" And yeah, time stops. Everyone can see, everyone basically does not know what's going on. Only probably just Shikamaru, Choji, and Sakura. Which, that kind of shocks them. I mean, because they don't realize because of chaos energy flowing through them since they awoken their memories. And it was already, part of them because of the soul. So, basically, he goes, "I'm gonna enjoy this." So, what they see is just Naruto throwing punches and kicks fast. Very, fast enough to make where it looks like there's multiple versions all around Kiba. Then when he's at his place, as time restarts, everyone just sees Kiba just going in a whole entire motion of basically just body, like his head's moving side to side, his basically arms are basically flying around, basically, and then finally he gets, kicked off the ground, basically, and they just see him coughing up blood. Basically, when he lands, and when he was in midair, then when he lands, Kiva's knocked out and has multiple broken bones, which basically the emerald left Naruto's hand, and he just walks away because Kiva's knocked out. Which that shocked everyone, which Hiruzen's like, what happened? And time stopped? Which everyone, all the Jonin and some of the Genin, including Gaara, realize he can stop time. For how long, they don't know. Which Kurenai basically already thought Naruto was gonna lose due to his old records and him being gone. She didn't really know what he learned. And to now, basically, Kakashi was like, well, I knew that was gonna happen. Well, something differently, but still, him winning, not really surprising. Which Sakura was like, yeah, Naruto would never lose. Never to someone like him. Which Kurenai is just like in shock. She can see the seriousness on basically Sakura's face when she's looking at Kiba. Even Hinata is basically shocked by Naruto's improvements. So rapidly changed. From when he came back. But and everything. It's just she doesn't know. Basically, she can even catch up, and she's having a lot more confidence in herself. But still. So in a sense, Naruto just basically he's leaning against the wall. He was like, stupid dog. He did not learn to shut up when he got older. He was always like that when he was younger. His mother should really keep him on a shorter leash and keep that arrogance down. Which, that kind of surprises everyone who's hearing him. Which, basically Sakura bows over and basically puts a hand on his shoulder. He looks at her and she can see he's angry, but none of it's a fact with Kiba basically. Well, not basically like Kiba Pacific, but just like what he said and basically his arrogance think. It's just she can understand that. Which he just look at her and she's not basically saying anything, but there's a message there which he understands and just nods and takes a deep breath in and out. He sighs. It goes, thanks. She goes, no problem. So they go back to watching the fight and everything goes exactly the same way, but with Gaara. Gaara was impressed with Rock Lee. To see the strength that Rock Lee had, and basically how far he pushed him, Gaara does not. Basically break Rock Lee's legs. Or, arm, basically to a point where he cannot basically be a ninja. He does dislocate them. And basically that's how he wins. Which he's just basically before he walks away, he's looking at Lee. He goes like, "You're strong. I would have killed you if I did not make a promise somebody. And I truly cannot wait to see what you can do when you get fully recovered." And he basically walks away, which that surprised Temari and Kankuro, and basically Baki. So yeah, which Naruto is grinning. But I just want to say this though, Guy and Lee were basically also shocked with Naruto's skills and speed, but they didn't really see much of it since he took stop time. So yeah. So what I want to say is, everything goes exactly the same way. Hinata does, basically get hurt, but the fact is, the one thing that does change is, the Jonins don't save Hinata. They're not fast enough, but Naruto was, and Naruto legit basically makes a slash mark right across Neji, basically going downwards from his shoulder to side, and that's gonna leave a scar, which Neji's screaming out in pain when he just looks at Naruto. All he can basically see is a fury, because he has no family, and he doesn't like Hinata. But for him, family is something, and Neji just blatantly tried to kill his family. Yeah, which Hiruzen basically knows Naruto could have killed Neji, but give him something as a reminder to, he would want to reprimand him, but at the same time, he's fast enough to have killed Neji to the point where no one would have noticed. Which, he also knows he is basically friends with the Hyugas, and he's welcome there. So, all he says to Neji was like, "So, do I have to beat some sense into you, Neji? I always knew, like I already told you in the Forest of Death, I always knew you basically, had a stick like the Tem. Since you're another one. But do I have to beat some sense to you right here and now in front of everybody? And bring you back to the Hyuga clan, bloodied and missing an eye." Which, that shocks everyone, including Hinata. Which, Naruto has no, basically, well, technically yes, for basically the Sonic group. Basically Tails and Knuckles, aka Shikamaru, Choji, and Sakura. They're shocked by just Naruto, which they, also, since I know he's not Sonic, but still, him just being like, Sonic, is shocking. Which Neji's like, you're protect. As all of a sudden, three-pronged kunai, hits Neji on the cheek. Basically, when he looks, he goes like, "Don't make me do it, Neji. Don't. I don't want Hanabi or Hisashi or Hinata basically to cry your grave. Because you're full of actions. So, just stay down and shut it." So, yeah. That basically keeps him shut. He goes to get, the infirmary. Basically, Naruto takes the three-pronged kunai, basically twirl around his finger and then, grabbing it. Well, basically, as everyone sees it. As he just throws it up to where, basically, because Hinata's already gone while he was talking. So when he throws it, and basically it just hits right next to Kashi, not head, but, side of him, he basically just, green flash. Basically, he just grabs the kunai off of the wall and puts it back into his, pocket, which he looks at Naruto. And basically you can see, basically, pure rage. And he's trying to hold it in. So, yeah. He just pats him on the shoulder. So, in a sense, everything's exactly the same way. Naruto's gonna fight Neji. Gaara's fighting Sasuke. Sakura, we get the free pass. Oh yeah, Choji won. So, Choji and Sakura will fight. Yeah. But I do think, though, and everyone else is exactly the same. I just think this, then. Here's the thing. I just think this. After everyone's leaving, Shikamaru, Choji, and Sakura would basically, Choji and Shikamaru, after thinking about it, could understand. They want to basically confirm something. Sakura maybe understands, but yeah. So when they basically get outside the Forest of Death, they basically say, "Hey, Naruto," Shikamaru says, which he goes, "Huh? What was that all about?" Which, basically, Naruto just kind of doesn't say anything. He goes like, "I let my emotions get to me a bit. Sorry. That wasn't cool of me, huh?" Which, Choji goes like, "Dude, it's alright. I mean, but we just want to know something." Which he just sighs, you're like, why I was so cold to him and threatened him. Which they nod, which, Sakura's like, yeah, you're really not like that. Which he just sighs, you're like, you guys know I have no family, right? Well, no parents. No family member. I can only say I have basically a little secret little sister and big sister, but nothing. My family's technically gone. My godfather didn't know I was basically truly alive. Until recently, and, well, I mean, even so, he's slowly become family, but still, I'm big on family. Which they, basically, I think they all just understand. He goes like, and to hear, basically, Neji, or see him try to kill his family member, I couldn't let that happen. I couldn't even take it. It just made me so angry, and I just wanted to give in to my instinct to kill him. mean, we're ninjas. We're supposed to kill. You know, steal, blackmail, you know, all that stuff. Which, I mean, they do realize that now also. I mean, so they do not understanding. And he was like, it's just annoying just to see that. Sorry. I didn't mean to basically ruin the image of Sonic for you guys, which Choji, Shikamaru, and, you know, Sakura say, you're not Sonic, you're Naruto. Which, you know, which, I mean, he does look at them, well, a little bit of surprise, but then a little bit of happiness. And sure, he thought they would think of him as Naruto, if you really think about it. You know, they're basically his old friends. They're like, basically, Shikamaru says, I mean, he may have been my best friend, but you are too, and besides, you're like Scourge and Sonic all at once. I mean, but you're just Naruto. Which Choji nods, you're like, yeah, Sonic wasn't around when he saved us when we were being bullied. He wasn't around basically hanging out with us, it was you, Naruto. Besides, I want you basically come with me out basically into the desert one day so we can find some treasure. Which Naruto just snickers, you're like, still a treasure hunter, huh? Which Choji just grins and nods. Sakura be like, well, you saved me, like Sonic would multiple times, but you saved me from myself. You saved me from being that weak Konoichi, and, well, even if you hated me, you still tried to help me. You're Naruto. And I'm not gonna just, you know, say, oh, Sonic, you know, basically, you know, latch onto you like I would with him. Which, Naruto just laughs at that. And he goes like, you guys are the best. Thanks. Which, they say it's no problem. So they walk and they basically hang out. They go see, you know, they go to get, you know, Ichiraku's basically ramen and stuff. And, yeah, let's just say this. Ino basically only came out that, you know, the Forest of Death is a good Choji and Shikamaru to celebrate. But they were already walking away with Sakura and Naruto. Which she goes, when did they become best friends? When did they get so chummy? Especially Sakura of Naruto. So, yeah, but she went home and she's been trying to figure out what's been going on. But anyways, though, I gotta get going, guys. Sorry about that. Hope you guys have a nice day, night, wherever you are. I'm gonna try, I mean, this video's probably gonna come out whenever I can do it, because, in truth, I've been having some problems also with my phone charging. So, yeah. Hope you guys liked the video. Bye. Have a nice day, night, wherever you are. See ya.